Good morning. It's Monday. I almost didn't show up today. I was going to play hooky, but I'm like, I'm here. I'm at my desk anyhow. Might as well go ahead and fire it up, so to speak. I've been sitting here all weekend. I feel like I never left this desk. I processed so much video this weekend. Oh my god. There's I mean, I don't even know. Go to Discord. Go to YouTube. There's all kinds of videos out there. I put a bunch of 2 skate videos. I got some ICP stuff on there, oldies but goodies, very rare shit. I'm currently working on the CKY box set. That should be out this afternoon. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've been busy all weekend. We had enough time to fit in a bunch of stuff to get done around the house. We had a family dinner and games last night with all the kids. It was a good weekend. It was a great weekend. Not a good week. It was a great weekend. Great. Had all kinds of fun. What'd you guys do? What'd you guys do this weekend? Anything? Anything spectacular? I saw a couple people streamed. Didn't really see anybody in games, but then again, I wasn't really looking, so I don't know. Deja. Looks like Deja's really trying to get this challenge done. Don't do it. Don't do it, because I don't want to have to do it later. I was kidding. I'm a man of my word, though. I'll do it. If you do it, I'll do it. But I really don't want to. I'm with you. I think that the hardest part is it's the furniture. It's putting the furniture back. In certain areas, you'd have to be very, very careful to go back through, and every piece of furniture you can move, you would have to go back through again. You're talking 4 hours in just furniture moving per level. I don't know. To get that 100%. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Did to cut grass, wash my truck because I've been washing too many on Car Dealer Sim. You just had to go do it for reals. Huh? Went to a Japanese fall festival in town for 6 hours Friday, 9 to 10 p.m. Nice. Noise. That's a long time. I hope you had a good time. What were you doing? What did they do? What do they do at a Japanese fall festival? I'd be there for the sushi. I'll be there for the food, really. I'm a guy that likes to check out any and all new types of food. Since I've broken out of my my Americanized food shell, and the wife and I like to go out and try new foods and things. I'm always down to try something new. Really. And I love Japanese food. Love it. Healthier. It's healthier versions. My wife has us on like a Mediterranean diet from time to time, and I really enjoy that. But Japanese food, I would love to get a little more into. I need some authentic Japanese food. That's what I need. Besides sushi. That's what I would love. I wish there was somebody around me that was a Japanese native that immigrated here that can cook really, really well, and it could teach me how to cook. And yeah, if I ever make it big, if I ever win the Powerball, if I ever win the Powerball, I'm gonna hire me an authentic Japanese chef to make me shit all day long. That's the first thing to happen. The wife would agree with me. Absolutely agree with me. I got one number Saturday night. Yeah, I did too. I got one on Saturday, and then I got one. Oh, last week on Monday, I got one number too. And then I got one number on Saturdays. I was like, oh, so close. I was so close, dude. It sounds like there are 2 winners, actually. One from Missouri and the other one from Texas. So they're gonna split the $1.8 billion. And then there was one person in Louisiana that won, but was off by one number, I guess. And they took home a sizable amount of money. But yeah, exactly. That's how it always goes. That's how it always goes. I read a story this morning about you guys remember Publishers Clearinghouse? Remember that? Remember that thing? Yeah. The sweepstakes and all that, yeah. So this guy in 2012, he won $5,000 a week for life. Okay, that was his winnings from Publishers Clearinghouse. So he got a check every year for 200 and some odd thousands of dollars, right? Well, this past year, the money just ran out. He didn't get a check. And so did a bunch of other winners. So they're like, what the fuck's going on? Only to find out the Publishers Clearinghouse went bankrupt. So they're out of money. That's it. So his winnings only lasted until the company went under, and then that was it. So, I mean, with the lottery, I mean, that's backed by, that's backed by the government, and yeah. So you'll continue to get your money. But for Publishers Clearinghouse, anyone that won, if you didn't get a lump sum at the time and you got a continuous ongoing check, they're gone. So let's say you get $250,000. So every 4 years is $1 million. And in 2012, so that's what? So he got $2.5 million, $3 million total. And he was supposed to get $5,000 a week for life. But in the asterisk here is life of the company, not life of the winner. That would suck. I'd be so pissed. Because I mean, when you think that you're gonna have that kind of money, do you really save it or do you blow through it because you're like, I'm gonna get this money for the rest of my life? I mean, like me, I would have fun for a couple of years, and then I would, kind of batten down the hatches and start investing and saving the money properly. But for the first couple of years, I'm gonna live large, But it sounds like this guy was living check to check because now he's gonna lose his house. I mean, it's not funny, but I mean, it's just like, dude, you got a check for $200,000 a year since 2012. So over 10 years, you've been receiving this check, and now you're gonna lose your house. How's the house not fucking paid off? I would have paid it off pretty quickly. I mean, at least paid the because you figure like what was his interest rate on the house, and if he could invest the money and make more money in interest based and going up against what he was losing in interest on the house, you kind of take those numbers in stride. But I mean, do you really want a payment all at the same time and just get rid of it? Pay the fucking house off. Just get it out of there. I don't know how you'd put I don't know. But then you hear about all of these stories of all these it's the lottery curse. All these stories of people that won the lottery and that are like on their last they're on their last check. They're going to prison for fraud because they're not claiming their taxes, and I mean it's crazy. People get this kind of money and then they just don't know what to do with themselves. They don't know what they just think that okay, I'm I'm like one of those billionaire guys now. Just everything's just going to happen for me, and then they find out that's not the case, and then they go from lavish living to being in prison. So I mean, if you're going to win the lottery, if you're planning on winning the lottery, maybe you educate yourself a little bit to, if you were to win the lottery, what do you do next? What's the next step? You might want to just in the back of your head, just at least keep that in mind, what to do. The very first winner of Survivor, remember that show? I don't even know if it's still out. I don't know. Anyhow, I know it's like 25 years old now, but the very first winner, he ended up going to prison. I think he won $1 million from the show, and he didn't claim taxes on it. And I think he went to jail or prison for tax evasion. You got to pay taxes, guys. That's all there is to it. Unless you're a billionaire, then you don't pay taxes. But yeah, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. They pay taxes. No need for a 32-bedroom house or 30 cars. Don't tell anyone and not show up to work. Yeah. I mean, depending on your job. If your job is really depending on you, then you might be fucking them over. But if you're an entry level position, they don't care. They don't care. My wife tells me all these stories. Post COVID, everything's changed. Obviously, the world has changed. Everything's different now. But the amount of people that just no call, no show. She's told me several instances where a person will get hired. They'll go in for orientation, and then they never show up again. Never show up again. They won't answer. They just ghost them. They won't answer their phone. They never go back to work. They're gone. That happens more than you think. It's wild. It's the way things are going right now. It's crazy. And then all the people that are doing the hard labor, doing all the jobs that we don't want, that normal people don't want, we're rounding those people up and we're sending them out of the country right now. So there's a lot of job openings, but in jobs that you don't want right now. Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in. Crazy. I had to teach the miss that Japanese tradition has a lot of festivals as they are important to them in many ways as individuals, communities, and as a society. Coming of age, yearly fortune, luck, good health, new seasons, respect to elders, respect to women becoming taken, students starting school, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, they like to party. They like to party and they like their anime. All right, nowadays these kids are taking their parents on the interviews. I wouldn't be surprised at all. I wouldn't be surprised, but the wife has been telling me that a lot of these younger kids, just out of high school, early 20s, their work ethic is just absolutely in the toilet. Just in a bank, and well, a lot of businesses, a lot of storefronts, brick and mortar places, they're not allowed to leave by themselves anymore. So like the last person out usually has to be the rule is that you have to leave the building. You have to enter the building and leave the building with at least one other person. So 2 people at a time in case something were to go wrong, right? You're not leaving one person, to die. You die in groups. Okay. That's the way it works. So what I would have heard recently is that the last person in the building is typically the manager, right? They're the ones that are making sure everything's going, they're the first one in, last one out. That's, just the kind of the job of a store manager or, whatever. These people are leave as soon as the clock strikes 5. Their mentality is, I'm not getting paid anymore, so I'm done. They're leaving their stuff. They're not counting drawers, not counting. They'll just walk out of the building. And the other day, they left. Everyone left the building and left one manager there by themselves with none of the work finished. Yeah, and they're union. They're union. Yeah, it's bad. It's it's just crazy, man. I mean, I never really thought like that. I'm a team player, I'm as long as I'm punched in, I'm getting paid, right? Like, I haven't punched a clock in 20 years, but I mean, like, if I was an hourly employee, I'm still getting paid, right? But no, they're thought I'm scheduled to work 9 to 5. As soon as 5 o'clock rolls around, in their head, they're like, okay, I'm done, and they just get up and walk away. They don't finish their work. They don't finish, and it's a big problem right now in some of these industries where they just I don't know what it is, but then they demand raises, they demand promotions, they demand everything you normally get if you worked your ass off, but they don't feel like putting the work in is required anymore. It's weird. I don't know how we got so upside down with things, but work ethic's out the window. It's gone. It's not there anymore. It's sad. I don't know why. I don't know. I mean, we raise our kids the best we can, but the wife and we've been talking about this for years, is that our kids are really being raised by the internet. They have a device in their hand. No matter what you do, you're not gonna be able to stop them from being on the internet. But they have all these influencers online that pretend like they're like one of them that, obviously a lot of these influencers came from money, right? And they're already wealthy, but they try to show these other kids that, hey, I'm just like you, So these kids think that they need to go out and spend thousands of dollars on this and that, and then we don't need jobs, we don't need this and that. It's terrible. It's terrible. The story, the message that we're putting out to younger generations via current generations is not a good one. And yeah, it's sad. We see it with our daughter especially. A lot of the things that she says and she watches and we see is going on there is like, this is not good. We constantly have to tell her, no, this is not the norm. This is not you. We want you. We have bigger things for you. We have ideas of where you can be in the future. Don't end up like these people, please. So anyhow, that's my rant for the day. That's my fatherly rant. Kids just don't want to have any respect, man. But it's not just the younger generations. You guys all see this Karen? This Phillies baseball Karen. She's all over the internet now. She's the new Coldplay video. We see this kind of shit all the time too. These older ladies that feel like they're entitled to everything, and I don't know. It sucks. These people were the minorities for a long time, and even though they're still kind of the minority, they're creating this majority effect because they're getting all this airtime. Because that's all we see now is the negatives. It's all the horrible people, If we would have just quietly just pushed them to the back and we would have showed more videos of people helping one another and things like, we give them too much time, give them too much airtime. And their 15 minutes is always like, hey, look at this horrible, toxic person. You know, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we don't realize it, but there's a lot of good out there still. But we only focus on the negative anymore. Everything's negative. Negative. All the negative shit. That's it. That's all we ever focus on. And then, people get in their head that this one instance, because it's blown up all over the place and it's trending, this is the new norm. And it's not the new norm, guys. These people have been around forever. We're just giving them more airtime because, we're bored and we're on our phones, I guess. I don't know. Where is everybody this morning? I had a video I was going to show you guys today and everything, but no one. There's like 3 of us here huddled around the water cooler right now. That's fine. That's fine. I'll just continue talking to you guys. I'm going to show this video later. It's a gem. It's a gem that I found when I was going through all my VHS tapes. I found all kinds of shit. All kinds of stuff. Really old stuff of me when I was like 8. Still living in California. A lot of home videos. Some weird shit that the wife and I had recorded in the early 2000s. But I found a gem that I think you guys will all love. So I'll show that to you guys later. But again, all the work that I did, everything is out there right now, with the exception of the CKY videos, the box set that I'm working on currently right now. That'll be out later this afternoon. For those that are Jackass fans, Bam Margera, CKY, yeah, this is all the old stuff that you probably never ever seen before. And it's coming soon to a station near you. So what else? What else did we do over the weekend? I'm going to move on from all the negativity. What else happened? Anything big? Nothing in the news. Nothing huge. Any movies? Guys watching movies? Anything going on? The wife and I watched, what did we watch? We watched an old movie called Copycat from the mid 90s. That was different. I remember watching in theaters. A lot of movies that I watched when I was younger, obviously late teens, you had a different mindset then. I go back and I watch these movies now and I'm like, how did this whole movie did not hold up at all. How did I think this was a good movie? Like Metro. You ever seen Metro with Eddie Murphy? Like, I remember seeing that in theaters. I think this was 98. I remember seeing it in theaters and thinking, man, this is a great movie. And then I watched it not too long ago with a wife and I'm like, this movie sucks. What was I thinking back then? When I was 17, what the hell was wrong with me? There's a lot of movies that I watched and I'm like, I don't know, understand why. Yeah, the critics were right. This movie sucks. Like, I don't get it. Oh man. Cut my front and backyard, not just the front. Now, that's something. There you go. We have a lot of yard. We have 1.3 acres. So when I mow the lawn, I have to do it in sections because it all wraps around the house. We have the biggest is in the backyard, and then we have a side yard, which I start on because that's the bumpiest. I get the bumpy shit over with first, so it doesn't beat me up at the end. And then I do the back area, and then the side area that's just the tricky spot because there's all branches and all kinds of shit going on over there. But oh, and then I got a fourth. I got just the actual front of the house, which is very, very small. But it takes me about 3 hours on the rider, and then I do certain areas where I have to push mow, and then I have to weed whack as well, or weed whip, whatever. Where depending on what part of the country you come from, it's either weed whack or weed whip, or I think some people actually call it weed eating as well, weed eater. So there's different terms, but either way, you know what I'm saying. Got to whack those weeds. Takes me about 3 hours. I did not have to do it this weekend because it's been so fucking cold here. The grass ain't growing anymore, which I kind of like and I kind of don't. That's the only thing about fall I like is I don't have to mow the lawn anymore. But I'd rather mow the lawn year round than to have to deal with any cold or snow. I'll sit on a lot more 3 hours a day every day than not have to see cold for the rest of my life. I'm serious. God damn it. Big Al Mac got a new fire truck. Woo, woo. That's cool, man. That's cool. Frito Escape, hey-oh. Kind of like mine. I have 2 lots, but my house is 1, so I got a big side and a backyard. Yeah. And I'm on a rider. I don't have a zero turn. I'm on just a standard Cub Cadet-y. But it works. A zero turn obviously would be that, but I don't think I have enough yard for a zero turn. I do and I don't. I don't know. Now the neighbor next door, he's got one, but he's got way more yard than I do. His house actually sits back further, and his yard goes back probably another half acre. So his front yard is just huge. So he does crisscross patterns and shit like that because you can see his yard. Mine is broken up in different areas. You don't really see mine. Mine, the house is what you see when you look at my property. His house, you see all yard, and then he's got a nice house set way in the back. Where my house is like, that's all you see is the road. The road sees just my house. That's it. When people drive by, when people find out where we live, they're like, "Oh, I got driven by that house all my life." Oh my God, yes, I didn't know you lived there. That's crazy. Everyone knows my house because it's just big and it sits right up on the road, like right up on the road. So it's different. Like I wish my house would be pushed back, kind of like his, and turn because the face of the house faces his house, not the road. I don't know why they built it that way, but anyhow, it's just I don't know, it's weird. But it takes me fucking forever to mow the lawn, man. Move here, you'll be cutting grass late December. I would love to. I mean, that's the every year. It was supposed to be 2 years, then it was 3 years. Now it's looking like it might be fucking 4 years. I don't know. We got to get the young girl out of school, and then we got to get her situated in college, wherever she's going to go. We got to get her, then we can move. And it looks like one of our boys might come with us. He's already talking about just, there's not much here for him to do. And we're like, I'll go on an adventure with you guys. So we have one kid that might be moving with us, and then one will be in college. And then the other two are probably going to stay here. So I don't know. I just like talking about it because it perks me up a little bit, but it's still so far off the horizon that, yeah. My goal at this point is I want to move out of this state by the time I'm 50. Which gives me plenty of time, way more time than I should. Realistically, I want to be out of here in 2 years. I want the daughter to graduate. I want to do her open house, her birthday, which is August 1st, and then I want to be the fuck out of the state. I want to be gone by September. By this time in 2 years, I want to be out of the state, down there by Little Hog, and Pat. And Peak. Yeah, I want to be down that way with all those homies. That's the plan, Stan. I'm finally able to go over a week without cutting the grass. Yeah, same here, man. Same. What'd I miss? Not much. We're just asking. Just what happened over the weekend? What'd you guys do? I got a lot done. I'm exhausted actually because we actually stayed up quite late, and then we got up really early in the morning both days to get a bunch of shit done. So my son started a new job, and he started a new job, and then he's still working his other job for the next week. So this is his schedule. He gets up in the morning. He goes to work at 8 o'clock in the morning at his new job. He gets out at 4:30. He goes to his second job, and he works there until midnight. Yeah. Proud of him for putting in the time, and he won't give up on that. He said, I'm going to do the right thing. I didn't put in my 2 weeks. I put in my 2 weeks. I'm going to get through, and this new job needs me to start right away. So he's doing both jobs, and this is what he's doing for the next week. That's crazy. Gets home at 12:30 probably can't fall asleep till 1. Has to get up at probably 6, 7 o'clock. I'd say 7 the latest. So he can be to work, which is, it's only 5 minutes away from here, to be to work at 8 o'clock. And then he's got to immediately, when he gets out of work, he has to change his clothes. He probably changed in the back of this one job, and immediately goes to his second job and works there till midnight. That's insane. But at the end of the week, when he's got that paycheck, multiple paychecks, he'll be a happy guy. So good on him. Yeah, hell yeah, log. Let's go, man. And the cat said, the cradle and the silver spoon. Yeah. And then what else did I do? Oh yeah. Like I said a couple of times already. I put a bunch of new videos out on YouTube. I did this little project where I used I used a VCR to digitize these videos that I've had. A couple skate videos, ICP Stranglemania, and then there was another one that I did. And then I started doing some DVDs with a different format, but the poor VCR, I used it so much over the weekend, I'm pretty sure I burned it out. It won't display picture anymore. It displays audio, and I've cleaned it a handful of times. I fucked it up. But I mean, that's what happens when something doesn't get used for 10 years and then you just use the shit out of it. I don't think I turned it off all weekend because it was like as soon as that one tape was done, I put another one in, record, boom. So it was, yeah, I ran it 24/7 for 2 days and then it just burned out. But luckily I got everything done that I needed to. So that's, if you guys are interested, those videos are out on YouTube. They're forever there now. I don't have to worry about it. Once I get them up on YouTube, I'm done. I don't have to worry about it anymore. I love it. They're there forever. So, and the wife and I watched a couple movies, some older stuff, just watched some TV. That's it. I mean, we didn't really do a whole lot. We had a dinner with our kids yesterday. We try to do it once or twice a month, where we get all the kids over and we do a nice dinner for them, nice dessert, and then we play some games. And then we had a really good time. And then I showed them the video I want to show you guys here in a little bit. I showed them and they were like, they couldn't believe it. They wanted to watch it a second time. There's no way. There's no way. I think they got a newfound respect for their old man. It's always a good day when your kids look at you differently with more respect than they normally do. Then you're like, yeah, doing it right, baby. Yeah. Watched the Peacemaker TV show. It was actually really good. Is it done yet? See, lately they've been releasing shows, weekly. We like it when we can just binge the shit out of it. We don't like waiting every week for a new episode. So when the shows come out, we'll just let it run its course. And then, the night that there is, the final episode tonight, that's where we're like, okay, cool. We'll start it now. But yeah, we have another 2 seasons of Justified to get through, which we're enjoying right now. So we have plenty of older content to keep us busy while we're waiting for the new stuff to follow through. So season 2 still in construction. Yeah. See, we'll wait. Same with Wednesday. The wife really wanted to watch Wednesday. I'm like, it's weekly, right? They're not dropping all. She's like, no. And then then I showed her, I think they did like 2 sections, right? They gave 6 episodes, one at one point, then 6 another. So now we're ready to watch that show too, but I don't know. I don't know. The first season was okay. Okay. I kind of get it. It was a little long in the tooth. It was cool to see Christina Ricci in there, doing a little cameo, whatever. But I don't know. Did it need a second season? I don't think so. But I'll watch it with the wife because it makes her happy. She likes that shit. So there we go. Uh-oh. Wait, what is this? Dude, I'm getting more and more text scams. I'm getting more and more shit through text. Please sign this. Please sign that. Like, what am I signing? Who'd it come from? Why would you want me to sign it? I don't understand. Sign this blue ink form from some name I've never heard. Alavan, spelled all weird. Alavan, something or other. Like, what? Do people actually sign these things? Did they get it and they're like, oh, okay, sure. And then, I don't understand. Like my wife, again, she works in the banking industry. She sees a lot of this, and it's normally older people that get confused. They don't really, they don't know. My grandma got caught up in one too, and it was I finally figured out where it stemmed from, but because of the wording that was in there, it always looks like it was something else. And I'm like, no, it wasn't that. It was, it was this. But they're very, very confusing. In the older generation, they get scammed a lot. I mean, to the point where they had to make a movie about it. Anybody here see The Beekeeper? Which, by the way, they're making a sequel, by the way. But anyone here see The Beekeeper? That's basically what it was all about, was stopping a scamming agency from scamming all these older people. It was a good movie. I mean, anything with Jason Statham's good. I mean, because I'm just there for the action. I don't really care about the storyline. Did anybody remember the storyline from The Transporter? No, but you remember all the action scenes, right? Exactly. Text scam and calls. I get a lot just saying, would you like to meet for coffee? That's crazy. I get calls sometimes that claim that they're from this and that. So the ones that I hang up on, and I know some of them are legit, but I don't play the game with me, is when they call me. They call me and then they want me to verify information. It's 2025. That shit doesn't work anymore, because it could be anybody on the other end of that phone, and they're like, verify this and that. Like, you have the information. I don't have to verify who I am. You called me. I didn't call you. You should already have my information. I shouldn't have to. So I see that as a scam. And I have actually hung up on doctors' offices before, but I don't play that game. Don't call me asking me to verify shit. You call me and you tell me what I need to know. How about you verify who you are? You know, I don't know. Maybe it's a little. Maybe that's a little boomer of me. But I don't play the game. I don't play the game. You're calling me. You tell me what's up, and don't ask me questions, motherfuckers. Arms away. What's going on, man? Hello. I never met any. I never answer anyone that's not already in my phone unless I'm waiting for something. Yeah, we get on our phone. I don't know if this is for everybody. It might just be a T-Mobile thing. But when a call comes through, a lot of the time it says scam likely. So I like that they're kind of warning you. This is a good chance this is a scam, you know. And most of them are. I don't even answer them. If it's important, it'll go to voicemail. And if you don't leave a voicemail, it's not fucking important. If it was that important, you need me to answer the phone right away, and I don't answer, you leave a fucking message, right? I mean, this goes back to the dawn of fucking telephones and answering machines. You leave a message. You don't just keep calling and calling and calling. And at that point, and then I don't need to deal with you anyhow. So Jim Browning on YouTube is a legendary anti-scam hacker. Doing the Lord's work out there. But I don't know the number it goes to voice. Exactly. And sometimes it comes, you know, sometimes I'll listen to voicemail and it's something I need. Otherwise, you ever get the voicemail where it immediately, when you start listening to it, it's like the second or third sentence from an or from one of those bots. You're getting into the middle of the conversation because it doesn't know when to start recording. It just starts talking. Yeah, I'm glad I fucking hung up on that one. Leave a message. Yeah, exactly. Too many scams going on out there. And that's the problem, though, is as things get worse in the country and as things start going downhill as they have been, there's gonna be more and more scammers out there. People are gonna do whatever they can to make money. Whatever they can do to make money. They can't get good, reasonable jobs. And if they have background in computers and they know how to do this kind of shit, they're going to do it. They're going to figure out a way to get their money one way or another. So, just be careful. Be careful, man. We see them on emails. They're not so much anymore, but you'll get the email with a link. They want you to click on the link. But it's if it doesn't make sense or from somebody you never heard of, I always look at the sender. That's always a telltale. If you look at the sender and it's some weird ass fucking, all numbers and letters at, gmail.com, or AOL.net or some shit like that, you're like, okay, so this isn't from a legitimate place. There's just no way. Or it's like, like Microsoft with, the dollar sign is an S, or it's Microsoft with a period in between micro and soft, it's just, but people fall for this shit. Otherwise they wouldn't be doing it, right? Just educate yourself and your loved ones. So what did you guys play over the weekend? I saw a lot of, when I look in Discord, for those that they're connected in Discord there, if you have your information out there, and I go into activity, I can see what you guys are up to, which is cool because this helps me. Like if I get on and I see that you guys are on playing and I want to jump into a game with you, I can see, Smokey's playing Car Dealer Simulator. There's no co-op in that. So I'll move on to the next person. Who else is, this guy's playing Gray Zone Warfare. I can jump in with him. It's nice. And I can also keep track of, who's doing what and where. And it's nice. I can join the community at my leisure. But I did see a lot of the Car Dealer Simulator, a lot of Delta Force. There's still a lot of Delta Force console being played, but it's still fairly new. So I don't expect you guys to get bored with that, for another couple weeks probably, and then by October we'll see that those numbers teeter off again. But I played Patrol Simulator all weekend, the IRL version, the IRL edition. I love it. Been teaching internet safety to the little ones, especially since he's in online school. Absolutely. Penguin's been playing Battlefield 2. I have too. If you guys keep track of what I'm doing, you'll see that I was on there a lot this weekend in AFK lobbies. Last night, I forgot. I left it running while the wife and I were watching the show. When we went up to bed, this fucker ran all night, but I think it crashed at some point, or it kicked me out of the game because I didn't get as many points as I thought I would get for being overnight. But yeah, I just set up the AFK shit, just in case I decide I might want to buy Battlefield 6 down the road. I don't know. I started it. It's one of those things where when I start something, I got to finish it. I can't. It's hard for me to let something go. I have to see it through, and then I can move on to the next project. So, unfortunately, I got to see this battle pass through. I'm on level 33 right now, so a little over halfway there. We'll get there eventually, though. But man, every time I try to sit there and play that game, I just want to fucking gouge my eyeballs out. It's so horrible. It's so fucking terrible, man. God. Anyhow, I played DF with Smoke and Wolfie. So much connect to my Discord. You'll know what I'm playing, listening, or watching. Same here. It's some crime scene cleaner. Did you finish it? The Nightmare there, Free? I saw that you and Deja were putting up your stuff over the weekend. Deja came close to that 100% with the furniture. And then Free finished the sauna one. The disc is in that weird wooden door in the back room. I think there's a I can't remember exactly how I got it. Did I do that on stream? Maybe I didn't. I think I did do it on stream. I think there's a rock in the wall that you have to push to open that door. Running one at a time. I gotcha. So I was going to go back into Indiana Jones over the weekend and try to get those last 3, but I did confirm with other people via Reddit it is glitched. So and I don't know if there's any way around it because it only shows me one last thing on the map, and it's the thing I've already taken a picture of. So I'm missing 3 that aren't being shown. So I have to either go through painstakingly with somebody else's walkthrough and try to find the out of the 60, the 3 that I'm missing, and then find out where they are and then go back and see if I can find them that way. Or I just wait for them to put a patch out that fixes the fucking shit, and then I just do it then. I think I'm going to do that one. That's a lot of wasted time to go through and try to count all that shit out. And yeah, it's a bummer too, because that's really my only complaint with that game is that there's just too many bugs still in the game, and it's been out for almost a year. Too many bugs. Other than that, I think it's the best Indiana Jones game we've ever got. Ever. Oh, that's what I did. We were talking James Bond over the weekend, right? And it's not just this community. I've been hanging out on Reddit and some other publications online, and there are people out there that are saying the same thing, that have never played a Bond game other than the N64 version of GoldenEye, and they're like, it's sacrilege to have a 007 James Bond game that's in third person. But then I started going through all these games, and I mean, there's been 10, 12 of them since that's been released. The last really good one we got was called Bloodstone. 007 Bloodstone was a brand new story, wasn't based on any of the movies. It was based on Daniel Craig's 007. Came out in 2010. A lot of people might have missed it because 2010 was full of bangers. We had Black Ops 1 that year. We had Medal of Honor, which was probably the best multiplayer Medal of Honor game ever. And there was another game that came out that year as well. It was another big one. Oblivion, maybe? Was Oblivion the same year? Anyhow, 2010 was very big for games. So this one might have gone under the radar for most people. Well, now it's considered vaporware because of licensing issues and you can't buy it anywhere. And I ended up getting it on PC. I own it on the 360, but I got a PC version of it. I found some mods, threw that in there, and I started playing through that again. It's, again, third person, cover based, like we're going to be getting now. And that was the last good one that we got. But even before that, a lot of them were TPP. So I think it's just a thing where people just they've never played any other game besides that GoldenEye. But there's a lot of people like me that are extremely excited because this is Hitman with James Bond, with action. I don't know. I'm just really excited about it. I wish it was March 27th right now. Mainly because we can get through the winter. We can just fast forward through the winter. But I'm really looking forward to that. You guys, most of you have probably seen that they have a $300 legendary version of this box set thing, and it comes with the golden gun that you can take out of the case and whatever. I don't know if it works or for $300 it better shoot, but I'm good on that. I bought collector's editions in the past, and you know, you get some free shit, you get some cool shit with it, whatever. But I don't know. After the Halo 3 helmet, and the World at War canteen, and the Batman Arkham Asylum fucking Batarang, and the Fallout 4 Pit Boy that only worked with a certain fucking iPod or iPad, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I'm done buying these collector's editions for, you know, $150+. And as big of a 007 Hitman fan that I am, I still don't care for it. You know, who knows? 20 years from now, I'll probably see it in a fucking antique shop or something, and I'll be, let's take this home with me. But I'm good. I'm good. I don't need all that crap. I did pre-order the deluxe version. It's standard, but you get the deluxe if you pre-order it now. So I did that. I'm ready to go. They already have my money. They already have it. Give me the game. Let me beta test it for you, please. Play a lot of 7 Days to Die. Could also be the same people. Just need something to bitch about. Yeah, I mean, it could be. It's kind of how it is. Whenever a game comes out that's different than previous versions, which is really not. I mean, it is and it's not. If you go back and you play this Bloodstone, you'll see that in the action parts, it's pretty much the same thing. And the car racing, I mean, right off the bat in the very beginning, there's a boat chase scene. It's all similar. The only thing that's really changing is the fact that all of the 007 games, there's not a whole lot of sneaking around. It's like you're shooting right off the bat, right? Pretty much all the games, you're murdering and killing right off the bat. This is more set into the movie ways where he's a debonair and he's able to get into places you normally wouldn't because he has charm and charisma and he looks the part, right? That's where the whole hitman thing comes into play. It's only after he gets the information he needs and then he gets caught or he trips an alarm or, you know, someone's in the wrong place at the right time, whatever, and then shit hits the fan. So they're doing that's what this whole thing is. They're really focusing on how the movies play the role and how they're gonna, you know, shoehorn that into a video game. So I think there's too much lull for people. They want action right off the bat. They don't want to have to be sneaking around, getting disguises or climbing through windows and trying to get here and there. They just want to be able to like start from the very beginning and just boom, 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 start shooting everybody. For that, we need a proper John Wick game. I'm with you on that one. Which we kind of had with Splinter Cell Conviction. If you ever played that one, that was a pretty close to John Wick type game. When you filled that meter up and you could tag like 4 people and you just like fucking pop, 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 pop. Yeah, that was John Wick for me. Another fantastic game that came out right around that time. But that's usually how it goes. There's always somebody out there willing to bitch about things and yeah, and then make a big deal out of it. I don't know. Machine Games made Wolfenstein, went and gave us this glorious Indiana Jones game that we had, and then this very short DLC that we just played through. There's rumors that they are going to take a break from Indiana Jones, and they're going to go back to making the third Wolfenstein game. I don't know if there's any truth to it, but that's the rumor right now. That's the current rumor mill. I wish that they would give Wolfenstein a break for another year or two and give us more Indiana Jones. I can't get enough of the Jones, man. Or maybe hire some more people and then have 2 teams. One focus on, have more of the Wolfenstein people go back to Wolfenstein, and then hire some more people to focus more on the Indiana Jones aspect of things, and then just make 2 games at the same time. I think it could be done. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Did anybody, let's see, it's not the 16th yet. Is anybody here interested in playing Skate before it comes out on the 16th? I got an email saying something about they might give out friend codes or something like that to get people to slowly start bringing them into the mix. Would anybody be interested in playing Skate? If I do end up getting codes, I'll get them out to you guys, but I was just curious if you guys were interested. I played a little bit of it for you guys on Friday. There wasn't a huge uproar for the game itself, but if you guys are, interested, I'll try to get you guys codes if it ends up being a thing. So we'll see. I mean, it's only 8 days away from actually coming out for everybody else. So keep any rolling with more DLC. Yeah. But put some time into it. I feel like I took my time and the puzzles were just easy for me. And it only took me like 4 hours to get through it. And then I spent another hour backtracking, trying to find, the remaining artifacts and things like that. But I don't know. I wish it was a little bit longer. I kind of understand where people are coming from when they're like $20 is way too much for a 4-hour DLC. I bought the deluxe version. I mean, because I knew I was gonna, this is a game that I was throwing money at regardless. So for me, it doesn't matter. But I know a lot of people out there. They're budget gamers. A lot of budget gamers, and they're not willing to put that kind of money towards, a franchise. But again, maybe not everyone's an Indiana Jones fan. Where I am, I'm a super fan. That's my thing. It could have been a dog shit game, and I still would have bought it. I'm not that interested myself. The only thing I was holding my breath was for Subnautica 2. Oh, that's funny. Pun intended. Then that game got pushed back because of something with Crafton, right? Crafton, who's the owner of PUBG, they screwed him over. They did something wrong, and now the game got pushed back again or something like that. They're publishing it for them. I don't know. I can't believe Subnautica couldn't find another publisher besides Crafton. Out of all the companies out there, and Subnautica made some decent money, right? I don't understand why we're having Asian companies publish these games when there's plenty of Western publishers that would probably be willing to take it. I that almost seems like you kind of screwed yourself there. What were you doing? But I don't know. I don't know the specifics of that situation. Lawsuit drama, okay. It'll come soon enough. My list of games, if I can get this. Oh, careful. Oh, my DVDs are gonna fall. A stack of DVDs. Okay, they're good. What do we got here? What's coming out soon? Snake Eater already came out. Done. I'm just gonna put an X there. Done. Anybody play Snake Eater? I was kind of excited for it at first, and then just kind of like and now it's just kind of like I'll play it if it ever comes to Game Pass. If it's ever on sale for like more than half off, I might buy it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Indiana Jones came out. We're done with that. Gears of War that came out. We're done with that. Borderlands 4 comes out this week, I do believe. The end of this week. Another game that I'm like, if it doesn't come to Game Pass, I'm not interested. I mean, I'll probably buy it down the road. But I mean, I bought 3 when that first came out, 2 different platforms, and I played probably the most with Penguin. Silent Hill. Everything else is October. Oh, Silk Song came out. That is on Game Pass, but Delta Force console, that already came out. So it looks like all the games that I'm looking forward to now are in October. We got Little Nightmares 3 coming out. Arc Raiders, which I think I'll end up playing. I'm not really excited for it, but I'll give it a shot. It's another extraction shooter that's not a Tarkov clone. I'll give it a shot. Outer Worlds 2, I am excited about that one. I'll probably be spending, quite a few hours in that game. I really enjoyed the first one. And then PUBG November 13, we'll be going back to that. But again, I don't know how long. I don't know. Is it going to change everything? Is it going to draw me back in like it did before? Probably not, because again, I'm limited to a controller. But I don't know. We'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens. And then everything else is next year. Halloween. I think they missed their mark. Halloween should come out in fucking Halloween, not in February. Been watching this and play it. Main developers were removed from the team by the publisher, I think. Life is Strange is getting a TV show. I never played those games. I'm familiar of them. Coming of age drama. There's like 3 games in the series. I don't know if they're sequels, prequels, spin-offs. I don't know. There's a handful of them. I think one of my kids played the first one for a little while. COD 7? Yeah. Yeah. Battlefield 6? I don't know. I'm still on the fence on that one. Now that the wife, she's been playing this Coral Island and she really enjoys it, but she will be going back to Sims at some point. And then you know, she'll probably go right back to Sims when that game comes out. So I probably won't be playing it. I wouldn't count myself in. And I'm not, when I look at the game, I don't really get excited. I was excited to play the beta, but at the end of the day, I was kind of like, I don't know. We'll see. I know I'll be playing the BR. Definitely gonna be playing the BR. Not that because it's free, but it's another BR to give it, to try. But I'm starting to see more and more stories that are kind of like talking me out of it. Really, they're gonna have powers. They're gonna have some type of like, I don't know. They're gonna do the airstrike shit. They're gonna have all these extra things that like Warzone has. Kill streaks, I think. Yeah, they're gonna have some type of kill streaks in this shit, and I don't know. I at that point, like that's the whole reason I would want to play that is because I don't want powers. I don't want kill streaks. I just want I just want gunplay. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm not confident enough to. I'm not either. I just we'll see. We'll see as time. I hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't think so. I think it's gonna do well within the Battlefield community. I think it will take some people away from Call of Duty, but I don't think it's gonna really make this huge dent that people think in Call of Duty. Because you got to remember, the people that play Call of Duty all the time are the ones that complain about it all the fucking time. But guess what? They still play it all the fucking time. So they're kind of in their own little abuse circle there, where they can't escape it. Where they feel abused, they speak out against it, but then they keep going back for more abuse. And you know who I'm talking about. There's some people like that in our community. But only time will tell. I don't think Call of Duty is going anywhere, and I don't think Battlefield's going to do as well as people think. I hope it does, but I don't think it will. We shall see. Because you got to remember that they do like abuse. That the beta was free, right? The beta was free. This game is going to cost $70, I do believe, right? That's the entry point, starting point, $70. I highly doubt that all the people that were praising the game, saying I can't wait for it to come out, are going to buy the full version of the game. I think a lot of people will jump in the free-to-play Battle Royale when that comes out, like myself. But again, not because it's free, just because that's the only thing I'm really interested in. I don't know. I don't think that, especially so close to Christmas, if you had one game that you were going to buy, I think most people are going to buy Call of Duty. And the rest of them have already blown their money on Madden. So I really don't think it's going to do the numbers that we think it's going to do. The way the economy is right now and the job numbers and the amount of people that are complaining online about not being able to make ends meet, and they're going to lose their house, they're going to lose their car. I don't think that we're in a market right now where that game is going to go fucking crazy. I don't think it's going to happen. But we'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. They love the abuse. Those Call of Duty cucks. So anyhow. Oh, we get Jackbox 11 comes out in October. There's another October game that we need to pay attention to. And I'm 100% positive we will have at least one day coming up soon where we do a Jackbox night. The wife and I are going to put it together. She is forcing me to do it against my will and my better judgment. We are going to do another Jackbox night. We are going to curate a handful of games to play to try to keep it, we call it KISS around here. Keep it simple, stupid. To keep things simple and from people cheating. So no trivia. It's going to be probably drawing shit. So there's going to be a lot of penises. And things that are based on your creativity. Like coming up with, funny sayings and shit like that, and having people vote on it instead of trivia. So we're gonna do it without trivia because, again, that's the reason. One of the big reasons we got rid of the Jackbox night on Saturdays was because there were so many cheaters, so many people willing to cheat, and it just became not fun. We lost a lot of people. We started off with many, and then by the end of it, it was just the same 10 people, and 5 of them were fucking cheaters. So we're gonna get away from that. Yeah, COD Cuck #1 comes out this year, and you know, and then 5 years from now we'll be on COD Cuck 4. Funny how the worst thing that happened to the game industry was people realizing how successful it was. Yeah, they should have done a better job of having competitors against it. There was never, they went unchecked for so many years. No one wanted to compete with them. Medal of Honor tried, and they did a good job. But again, it was 2010. There was a lot of good games coming out that year. Got overshadowed by Call of Duty, really, with Black Ops 1, which was a superb game at the time. That was like, I think it was the last Call of Duty I really played with my kids 15 years ago. Good God. And then they came out with what was it, Warfighter? Medal of Honor Warfighter came out like 2013, and it was just terrible. It was, if they would have done a better game than Medal of Honor 2010, and that Warfighter was a better game, I think that would have given Call of Duty a much bigger run for their money. But can you guys think of any franchises that have tried to compete with Call of Duty in the last 10 years? I can't think of one. You might say X Defiant, but they even said they weren't trying to compete with them. But unfortunately, because their gameplay was similar and everyone kept putting them up against them, they ended up going up against Call of Duty, even though they said they weren't going to and they didn't want to. But I don't think there's been a franchise that has even tried to say they were going to go up against them. Titanfall did, but they never said that they were. Titanfall did a fantastic job. They really should have continued that franchise. But again, that's just me. We should do Saturday Night Fusion Frenzy or Mario Party. Fusion Frenzy. There's an oldie but a goodie. We do the Mario parties here with the family from time to time. I sold my emulation machine. It was too big for the living room, and it was my prototype. So I ended up selling that for a couple $100 to some guy on Facebook Marketplace who actually followed through. And he's loving that thing right now. He's like, he bought it for his kids to show him all the games he played when he's about my age and his kids are younger. And he's absolutely in love with that thing. So makes me feel good. I still remember how impactful Medal of Honor Rabbit Story was. Medal of Honor was a fantastic franchise. It was, and it died a horrible death. But there was a lot going on in those years. The industry was changing. New consoles were coming out. PCs were getting way more powerful. It was a tough time for FPSs, I want to say. And it's crazy to think that those consoles that were coming out in 2013 are still being supported to this day. That's a lot. You got a lot of money out of you got a lot of gaming out of that money. What were the Xbox Ones? What did they cost? $400 when they came out? $399, $400, something like that. I don't know, $350. I don't remember. I remember buying one for the kids, and I ended up using it most of the time. When Halo 5 came out, that disc was glued into the tray. But people are still, Call of Duty still supports these old systems. Fortnite, a lot of games still support, which is crazy because we're halfway through current gen, and these companies are still supporting previous gen stuff that's now 13 years old. So if you paid $400 for that 13 years ago and you're still playing games now, you stretched that $400 so far. I mean, good on you, but it's time to buy a new one. It's time to upgrade, okay? All right, we got to do the what time is it? 11 o'clock. We have to. Okay, we're making good time. We're making good times, man. All right, here we go. What day is it? It's Monday, and it feels like a Monday, doesn't it? Everyone's trying to get caught up. All right, so today is the 8th of September. Today we celebrate Star Trek Day. Any Trekkies? Any Trekkies here in the audience? I was more of a Star Wars guy, but I don't mind Star Trek. Some Star Trek stuff is cool. In the 90s, when I was a teenager, I loved Next Generation. I always watched Next Generation. But as far as like the movies and stuff like that, I never really got into that shit. I did watch the most recent Picard, both seasons of Picard. Great, fucking great show. Especially if you like Next Generation, it's cool to see the whole cast back together again. It was incredible. Moving on, National Boss Employee Exchange Day. This is every day when I worked. Every day the boss was exchanging with me. I'll never forget the day I started working for the Harley Davidson dealership. I came in as the business manager. And the first thing I did, I came from a cutthroat business. So the first thing I did, I started jacking up prices for extended warranties. Okay. And I for the first week, I was killing it, just killing it. I mean, I was writing my own fucking paychecks. It was awesome. And then the owner, who was also the big, he was the big CEO guy, whatever. He comes in, he shuts the door. He says, "Dude, you can't do this anymore." I'm like, what did I do? You can't raise the prices on extended warranties. I'm like, why? It's what we do, and it allows you to do. He's like, no, these are advertised numbers through Harley's website, and you're selling them to them for $500 more. That was the only time someone told me I was not allowed to raise prices on something, and I was like, oh, all right, fine. Can I raise the price on Gap? So that was, yeah. But again, they calmed me down a little bit. But I had come from the cutthroat world of used cars. And you had to hustle for your money. I miss Harley. I miss that job. God, it was the most fun job I ever had in my life. All right, moving on. Moving on. National Pediatric Hematology Oncology Nurses Day. Oncology is cancer, right? And hematology probably has something to do with that as well, since they're slashed. And it's pediatric, so hell yeah. Guys are out there. That's got to be a sad job. Trying to help kids that have cancer. Stressful as fuck too. Well, I appreciate your service. Thank you so much. Taking care of the little ones. And that's it, guys. There we go. I mean, that's the sale point of a console. You shouldn't need to upgrade it like a PC. Well, yeah, but I mean, like, it's an entry level. It's an entry level PC. But if it's entry level in 2013, imagine what it's like in 2023. You know what I'm saying? So the way I've always, but I'm different. I've been a video gamer at heart, you know, and all through history, I've always treated things a little differently than most. But my consoles, as soon as the new generation comes out, I don't care about the old one. I'm first day adapter. I get the consoles as soon as they come out, and then I've always had PCs in between as well. So like when the original Xbox One came out, the black fat version, right? When that came out, we had that one, and as soon as the S came out, I bought the S. And then when the One X came out, I bought the One X. So yeah, I spent more money, but I was getting the newest version of the consoles, which kind of kept me in line with what the PCs were doing at the time, but not really. So I mean, if you bought the OG fat one in 2013, you're still rocking that today. It's time to upgrade. Come on now. You're like 6 years late. They're 6 years late. Come on now. Just Star Trek movies. When we found Rabbit dead after being tortured and executed a moment before he could raid the compound, he was being held, and the credits started to roll. My jaw was on the floor of that entire cutscene. Hemo is blood. Hemo is blood. Oncology is cancer. So pediatric blood and cancer. That's what that said. I see hemo because I got sick of cell. Oh, I got you. But you don't have to see a pediatric. I would, though. I want my lollipop when I'm done. So there we go, guys. Not a whole lot going on, just some Star Trek stuff. No food. I'm surprised. Today was like the one with one day we didn't have food in here. Interesting. Okay. Whatever. Yeah, no, the pediatrics for the kids, but yeah, I'd go see a pediatric. I want my lollipop and a sticker when I get done. Get learnt. All right, so I guess I'll show you this video now. Let me get it queued up here real quick. Oh, I don't know if I even have it. Oh, I don't. Bear with me here while I figure this out. I have a video that I wanted to show you guys. A lot of you guys are gonna be missing out on it. So consider you guys that are here now lucky, because the rest of them are gonna miss out, and they'll be you guys will be talking about like, I want to see the video. I want to see. Yeah, I had the Xbox One from 2013. Oh my God. It probably took like 30 minutes to load a game. That's wild. You know, but I did sell a fat. I had a fat and an S that I sold, and I got $75 out of the fat, and I got $100 out of the S 2 years ago. Okay, I think we're ready. Okay, let me set the stage here. Okay, so this is a video that I found in my VHS tapes. Okay, so the year is 2002. Okay, I worked at a place called ABC Warehouse, which is a big electronic store here in Michigan and surrounding states, I do believe. You guys might not have one around you. You guys might have heard about it. Okay, so here's the deal. There was a special screening of Home Alone on the local network, and ABC Warehouse bought out the entire commercial time. So every time there was a commercial, it was an ABC commercial, and then they went live. Okay. There you go. You guys ready? Are you guys all ready? Is Smokey here? Okay, good. Because I'm never going to play this again. If you miss it now, it's over. Here we go.
I get letters all the time asking me just how close to wholesale I really am.
Occasionally, I like to respond myself, in person.
Peanut butter is wholesale, and I'm jelly. It can be quite an eye-opener.
I'm that close to wholesale.
But never in public. That's close. The lake is wholesale, and I'm the backside of the duck.
I get the point. Get this GE 30-inch electric range, only $337 or less, our lowest price ever.
Our live broadcast continues here on ABC 12. We're here at ABC Warehouse on Miller Road, just west of I-75, and I'm joined by maybe the most important person during this time of year.
Santa says, come on down and get this ATV four-wheeler with rider. This thing does all kinds of tricks. It'll do the Superman. It'll go through the dirt, the dust, the sand, the snow. And it's only $39.99. We got 7 of them left today, so come on down and get your ATV.
Okay, thank you, Santa. Can I expect to see one of these under my tree?
Yes. Have you been good? Have you been good?
Well, I'll think about that. Okay. Better check your list. Okay, Dustin joins us now. And Dustin, you're going to tell us about a real special deal about a cell phone.
Yeah. Right now you get a free cell phone with any purchase in the store. Doesn't matter if it's a dishwasher, a pack of batteries even. You get this free phone. We have plans to start out at $29.99. That gets you 250 daytime minutes, 1,000 nights and weekends, free long distance across the nation, as well as free roaming.
Now tell me that again. Any purchase.
Any purchase.
And you get this Nokia phone for free?
Could be a pack of batteries, anything.
You heard it here, folks. Come in and buy a pack of batteries or buy yourself a big screen TV or anything, and Dustin will hook you up with this Nokia phone. Thank you, Dustin.
You're welcome.
Merry Christmas to you. Okay, we are broadcasting live, as we said, here at ABC Warehouse on Miller Road, just west of I-75. We invite you to come on down and join us, have fun with our broadcast, and pick yourself up a great deal and save some money. Let's go back now for more of our ABC 12 movie, Home Alone, with Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah. that was 21. I was 21 years old in that video. And I know you love the haircut. I had just cut off my frosted tips. But yeah, I showed that to the kids yesterday, and it blew their mind. And I looked at my second oldest, and I was like, I was a year younger than you are right now in that video. Blew their minds. They're like, Oh man, and I had come so far at that point. I only had one kid at the time. I had another one on the way. He was probably 6 months away. That one, yeah, pretty wild, huh? And that wasn't my first TV appearance, but that's the first one that I have proof of. How's that? And it wasn't my last either. I've been on TV many times, but that was a lot of fun. I had a good time with that. The wife asked, she's like, were you nervous at all? I was like, no, I wasn't nervous. I wanted to get it over with because they kept telling me, you're next, you're next, you're next, you're next. And I was busy because if you could see, the store is busy as shit. And I was the cell phone guy. So I made money off of every cell phone I activated. And I was the car audio guy. So I had people there for Christmas gifts trying to buy, you know, CD decks and shit like that. And I'm busy. I'm trying to sell and upsell and sell warranties and shit. And they kept, you're next, you're next. So I'd be sitting there waiting, and then they do something else. I'm like, motherfuckers, I'm busy back here, dude. I'm trying to make money, man. And then finally they're like, you're on right now. And I actually ran over, you can't see because it's behind the scenes, but while Santa was doing his little thing, I was still working with a customer. I'm like, I excused myself. I like, just give me one more second. I just got to go handle this real quick. I'll be right back. I grabbed the phone. That was their phone that I had in my hand. I was activating it for them. I went over there. I did my quick little bit. And then he said, Merry Christmas. I ran back over there. I'm like, I'm so sorry. They're like, that was cool. You just left to go do a commercial. You came right back to activate her phone. It was a wild night, but yeah, didn't skip a beat. I was all about making money. I you know, put me in front of a camera. I don't give a shit. I'm here to make money. So there you go. If anybody missed that, I'm gonna delete it from the VOD later so it doesn't exist. But you guys got to see it. So I'm happy for you guys. Hey, and who said I didn't have hair? I still have hair. Not quite as much as that, but I have hair still. Someone said, who was it? It was Huckleberries. You didn't believe I had hair. But with a haircut like that, now you know I wear a hat. So yeah, there you go. Life was great back in the day, wasn't it? Do you see that? My favorite part of the whole video is you can get that electric range for $343. Dude, you can't even buy the fucking door for $343 now. That was 23 years ago. 23 years ago, my God. Free nights and weekends? Yes, and we had to explain to the kids because one of the kids that said that was like, what was that? What was the pitch? You know, and it was like, it was 250 daytime minutes, and because it was during the day. And then if you guys remember, the nights and weekends, they were different. It was a different set of minutes, and they usually gave you, like before that, it was like, that was singular wireless, but it was like, it would be like 100 or 250 daytime minutes, and sometimes you get like double that at night. So 500 or 1,000 on nights and weekends. Yeah. So then I had to explain to the kids, and I'm like, and then shortly after that, they started doing this rollover thing. I don't know if you guys remember that. That's where any of your daytime minutes you didn't use rolled over to the next month, and they continuously rolled. And then that plan got so big that they eventually just did unlimited plans starting, I don't know, 3 or 4 years after that. Right around 2005, I want to say they started doing unlimited plans, somewhere in there. But yeah, that was the shit, man. Yes, sir. OG live stream. That's right. Are we watching a sneak peek of Prime's Fallout show? Yes, it kind of looked like it, didn't it? I had the Evil Knievel dirt bike toy. I remember the ATV. They were actually, one of the employees bought one, and they were screwing around with it out in the parking lot. And that thing was cool. The little, it was like a little Army G.I. Joe action figure that you could pose, or if you went over certain jumps, he would like flip around and shit. His hands were like permanently attached to the handlebars, so he would just like ragdoll around and stuff. It was pretty cool though. Not bad for $40. Shit, $40 don't get you anything nowadays. Portal to the past. Don't have hair. Lies. There's nothing under that hat. Smokey was 10 years old. Oh God, Smokey, my oldest son was 3. He had just turned 3, and I had another kid that was about 6 months out. Yeah, now you understand why I was hustling so much, because I was always making kids. I had to make money because I was always making kids. I'm done now, though. That's been done for a minute. What year was that? I was in 2002. That was Christmas of 2002. And that was 2 years after I worked at Cartronics doing car stereo installation. Remember I showed you guys all that stuff on, I think it was Friday, wasn't it? Did we do a little show and tell on Friday? And I was showing you guys all the stuff that I still had. Like, I was going through this last night with the wife. It just blew my mind. I was like, fuck, I was already certified. And I've been doing car stereo installation. I left there to make more money at a place called Rex Appliance, which is now defunct. I was assistant manager there at 20. Made really good money there. And then I left there to go to ABC Warehouse because a position came available. And I made more money there than I did at the other place being assistant manager. Yeah, it was crazy. Those couple of years there, I was just boom, 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 the fast track. And then I got into cars, and then I kind of stuck with that. But that working at ABC Warehouse was a lot of fun. It was a blast. I had so much fun working there. And then I was also certified. So if one of the installers didn't show up, or they had somebody sick and I wasn't too busy, they'd pull me to go do car stereo stuff, and they'd pay me by the job as well. So I was always figuring out a way to make money. Always hustling. Gotta miss those days. I miss those days, man. Poor Smoke So Young. Wait, what year was I was 5, I think. Good God, Reckless, you're 2 years older than my oldest son? Holy shit. He'll be 26. He'll be 26 next month. And my youngest son will be 21 almost a month from today. And I'm taking him out for his first beer. I mean, he said beer. But I mean, taking him out for his first legal beer. And the way I'm going to do it is because he works third shift. I'm going to take him out that night. At midnight, we're going to the bar. I'm going to buy him his first drink, and then I'm going to go home and go to bed. I was a freshman in college on Long Island. Oh, there you go. Cousins living on Long Island. In Stony Brook. Love that place. I visited him once out there. It was awesome. Loved it. It was about an hour train ride into the big city. Good time. Reckless is 28 years young. My God, man. Holy shit. My sister is your age. My youngest, my only sister. There's almost 18 years in between us. 17? I think it's 17 years. And she's about to have her second child. Yeah, my little nephew. My brothers all decided not to have kids until they were super old. And my sister is the only one that had a kid in her 20s. So my little nephew is just turned 1. Isn't that crazy? Good Lord, man. What's hilarious is I'm 28 and my facial hair is already turning white. Bro, I went to school. One of my good friends, he started graying in high school. And sure enough, when he was, I want to say he was right around 30, all gray. He's an all gray man now. Fast forward, I think he's a pure white. He looks like Michael McDonald now. Just pure white. And he's my age. He's mid 40s. It's wild, man. Stony Brook was a fun time. Went to school in Brookville, but spent some time out there at parties and shenanigans. Yeah. When I went out there to visit my cousins, I was 17. My grandparents took us out there. They drove from California, picked us up in Michigan here, and then we went to New York to go visit them because they'd lived in New York their entire life. My uncle was an editor for the New York Times, I do believe, executive editor in chief or some shit like that. Big dog, made a lot of money. Anyhow, they lived. He didn't want the city, his family to live in the city, so he moved them to Stony Brook, and then he would just take an hour train ride to the city every day. So his commute sucked, but he was able to raise his family not in New York City, which he always says was the best decision he ever made. He said he grew old on the train, but his family was safe. But anyhow, we went out there and visited them, and my cousin was my age, and she was a girl. Still is a girl. Anyhow, she like, we just left one night. She's yelling at her mom, like, we're going to go do what we want to do. And he's here. I got to show him a good time and everything. So we went out to hang out with her friends, and she was hanging out with some older guys and stuff. They weren't quite 21 yet, but they said that I looked old enough, which I had a baby face. And you guys saw the video, right? That was me 21. I didn't even look 21 when I was 21. I was a baby. So they took me up to the party store, and I was able to talk silver tongue. I was able to smooth talk this guy into selling us a case of Coors. without ID because I had a Michigan accent and I forgot my ID. So I bought the beer. Then we went and partied. It was a good time. 17 years old, buying beer in New York for my cousin, so we can all hang out and party. Those are the days. But don't tell my kids I did that, especially my daughter. She holds all that against me. I don't even tell her stories anymore about when I was young. I don't. Number one, I don't want to give her any ideas. And number two, she'll never let me live it down. And then if she gets in trouble for the same thing, she'll be like, you did the same thing when you were young. Yeah. So anyhow, I had one popped up, and a week later I have 3 more. Yep. That's the way it goes. Oh, man, those were the days. But yeah, I figured you guys would like that little gem. That's old school right there, baby. All right, Free. You got to see the video. It doesn't matter now. You're done. Have a good day. Thanks for being here. For the rest of you guys, I don't really have anything else. That was it. Keep getting these messages. I don't know what the deal is here. Huh. Oh, someone already figured out a way to fix the field note glitch in Indiana Jones. I'll have to look at this later. Wacky Jackie still streams? Holy shit. Wacky Jackie just went live. If you guys don't know him, he used to be like the source on all PUBG. He actually would do these Mythbusters. There's a lot of myths surrounding PUBG back in the day, and he would go through and he would actually bust the myth or prove it fact. He had some really good videos out there, but I mean, this was 8 years ago. I didn't think he streamed anymore. He just went live. Holy shit. Anyhow, maybe I did those things when I was younger, but I also got in trouble for doing them. Yeah, not me. I didn't get caught very often. I was pretty good about it. So what I did is, God, I don't know if I should tell you this. So what we are smokers. Kids nowadays, they vape and because they want that popcorn lung. Apparently, we just did the regular poison. When we smoke, obviously you could smell it on you, right? But if you're smoking, you're used to it. You don't think about it, right? But when you got home, your parents smelled it on you, and you're in trouble, right? So I got pretty smart to it. And what I did is, whenever I go out with my buddies, I'd have an extra T-shirt by the back door. So when I left, I'd snatch it up real quick and just hold it with me, so my mom didn't see that I was carrying it through the house, so she can get an idea. Throw that in the trunk of my buddy's car. When we head home, I always made sure that I washed my hands real good and everything, and I changed my shirt. Walk in the back door, I'd throw my smoky shirt on the floor in the back, or go right in the laundry room if I could make it there without my mom noticing. And then she'd come in and go, "Okay, you weren't smoking, huh?" I'm like, "Nope, I don't do that. That's for sinners, Mom." Got pretty smart to it. But yeah, you got to get caught once or twice to realize, or hear your buddies, when your buddies telling you that when they get caught, you're like, okay, how can I stay in front of this? How can I beat the system in this situation? An extra T-shirt would work. That would do it. Or you wear a hat and you take the hat off so it's not in your hair. Yeah. Bloody Zach Dabs, what's going on, buddy? Jackie streams every few weeks. Does he really? I never see his notices anymore. That's interesting. Wacky Jackie. I got another one here. What is this? My phone is blowing up today. Oh, we were talking earlier about scams, text scams, email scams, stuff like that, and then mostly it's older people that are affected by this. I got an email from Huntington Bank. Help stop senior scams. It's listening to me, guys. Yeah, here's another one I got. This is through text from something called Maple. Based on your record, a new quote is ready. Pay $32 a month or less for full coverage. And it's got some weird long URL to follow. I don't know what the hell that is. Our phones are listening to us, guys. I got to figure out this Indiana Jones thing too. So, yeah, I seen one a couple weeks ago, testing out some stuff. Oh, the wacky, bloody Zach Deb. You play PUBG anymore? I'm trying to get. I'm gonna put some work into this. But come November 13th is the day that console players are finally going to get a better version of the game. We finally get rid of the people that were making it such a miserable experience. Thank God. Sometimes you got to force their hands because there's people out there like Pink Penguin that'll sit on their 10-year-old console for all of 10, 12 years, and ruin the experience for everybody else. So anyhow, I want to put together a big week event of the return to PUBG, and I love to be able to get you guys back in there. If you're available for like some morning games, I'd like to get Rick James back in there. Peak, Zach, if you want to play. Who else? Anybody else here play back in the day? Harmsway. I used to play with Harmsway from time to time. Rowdy Joe. Huckleberry, of course. So I'd like to spend, if we could, if we can, if you guys can, I understand you guys got, jobs during the day. If you have a day where you guys can play with me in the morning or something, I would love to every day get a new set of people to just run some PUBG with for the week. I think that'd be a great experience for everybody, including myself, because I do miss PUBG. But I don't miss it enough to go back and play it in its current state. So on Xbox, yeah. All right, cool. My day's off for Sunday and Monday. Monday it is. Monday sounds perfect then. But also, depending on how the days go, this is going to be November, so there's not a lot going on. I'll probably be stuck indoors, so I'll probably be playing at night. So I wouldn't mind even running some games at night when we get full lobbies and the FPP. And I think a lot of people are going to return. Aloha runs from PUBG. I would love to again get games going day and night, and I think a lot of people will return for this because I think there's a lot of people out there like me too that these older consoles are definitely ruining the experience. I mean, there's been a lot of issues where it's like, is it because they're on the old hard drive and it's not loading properly that they're able to shoot through buildings and run through walls, and let's eliminate these guys. Let's balance the game out and make it fair for everyone. And I like that. And then apparently the PS4s, some of the modded PS4s that were able to sneak through, they were the ones that were creating the issues, the big issues, flying cars, I guess, aimbots and shit like that. Those will all be out of the mix. So you only have to deal with, Cronus and strike packs, which those aren't going anywhere. Those are never going to go anywhere. So they don't happen much anymore though. Just the desync. Well, I'm hoping the desync goes away as well. I'm hoping that goes away because I think that the on the older consoles, because they're on the older hard drives, the mechanical hard drives, if the game loads in late for them, that probably screws with the internet code, right, and creates latency on their end, which we see it on our end. I think that the desync will probably end up just going away, or minimizing it, because these older consoles are going to be kicked to the curb, basically. Plus, we get a better version of the game. Still no 120. It's gonna be locked at 60, but it's better than nothing. I'd rather be able to see better and then have better textures. The 120 didn't really make too much of a difference for me back then, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's always going to be some, but yeah, a better version will help. Absolutely. So yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that in November. For anybody that wants to join me. I think it'd be a blast for everybody involved. On the 16th, so another 8 days from now. So on the 16th, Skate goes free to play for everybody, and I think a lot of you guys will be involved in that. I'll try to get codes. If they give codes out, I'll do a raffle or something for you guys. And then Exoborn. Anyone here in the Exoborn? I think Smokey was involved in one of them beginning of the year. I don't know if anybody else was. Exoborn's going to do another closed play test. It's still under NDA, unfortunately, so I can't show you guys what's going on over there. But if anybody wants to jump in and play, they're accepting signups right now. That'll start on the 16th. It'll run for 3 weeks, which means we probably won't be getting the full version of that game until after Christmas. But that's fine. Take their time with it. I want them to do what needs to be done to get that game up and running properly. I think there's going to be a lot of fun with that game. And seeing that it's not going to be free to play, we won't have to deal with as many cheaters. So that'll be great. It's in Siege also. Oh yeah, there's always going to be some, but there was way more desync in that game than any other game I've ever played, and I think that it has a lot to do with the console generations and things. And I know that they fixed a lot of their net code after the release of Destin, and we got kind of like a half-ass current gen, well, and that was considered next gen at the time, next gen upgrade, which basically combined the performance and the quality mode together. So you got quality mode, but at 60 frames on the next gen consoles, rendering at 4K, and then I think it was 1440p on PS5. PS5 always got the shit end of the stick. I don't know if it was just harder for them to program or what, but the superior way to play PUBG on console is hands down the Xbox Series X. That's the best way to play the game. And you can't even argue it because, I mean, the facts are out there, but still. I don't know if people, I know why people turn off crossplay, and it has nothing to do with PlayStation. It has to do with bot lobbies, right? We know people that do that, but it would be nice if we can get everyone back in there, and then maybe if we had enough people, we could turn off crossplay and just go Xbox only, and that would be fucking great. Then you'll see a lot of that desync go. But getting rid of these older consoles was always the right move, and they should have done it 4 years ago. As soon as the Series X came out, they should have been working on an update to that. We should have got Destin and this update, and then remove the older consoles that day. Because that was 2002, so it's 3 years ago now. So a little long in the tooth, but it is what it is. It'll be 8 years, right? 8 years in October that PUBG's been on console, on Xbox. So I think it'll be a good time to return. 8 years this game's been out and about. Bloody Zach Daz, what have you been playing? What have you been playing lately, man? If you're not playing PUBG, what do you play? I've been all over the place. I've been playing all kinds of shit. And basically single player games. I try returning to PvP via Battlefield 2042, but that game, the more I play it, the more I hate it. It's just not good. It's just not a good game, unfortunately. World of Warships, okay. There's a lot of people that play that. World of Tanks, World of Warships. There's a pretty big market for those games. I thought there was an update to something recently. Yeah, Penguin likes them as well. Oh, that's right. Gray Zone. Gray Zone got a they got 3.5.0 for testing. But there's not a whole lot in there. It's just performance and crashes for the new upgrade, and then improved AI aiming, and then weapon sway. So basically what you're testing is the new Unreal Engine 5.5 update. And I think they went from 5.1 to 5.5. And I do believe what it is it's all just changes to the lumen lighting, which causes a lot of issues with the Unreal Engine 5, especially on weaker machines. And I think 5.6 is the current, and a lot of things have been fixed there. I think from 5.5 to 5.6, a lot of stuff has been changed. And they had mentioned that Gray Zone themselves had mentioned that they weren't ready for the 5.6, but 5.5 they are. So that'll be nice. So maybe we can get some people that are on older equipment to start playing with us. Excuse me. Oh my God, that's the first sneeze of the season. No! War Thunder. Oh, there you go. That's another. So I've been thinking about going back and playing some Gray Zone. I didn't really get a chance to play really anything over the weekend. If you guys saw me playing anything this weekend, it was probably Battlefield 2042, and that's because I was in AFK lobbies just trying to get my XP so I can get these stupid challenges done. I don't want to play the game anymore, but I also don't want to give up on it. So I might play that James Bond Bloodstone. I'm having a good time with that after the unveiling of this new 007 game that's going to be out in March. I'm so excited. I gotta ride this wave of enthusiasm right now. So I'm looking up older 007 games to play. I got a couple on GameCube, PlayStation 2 that I'm going to jump into. There was what was the with Sean Connery on From Russia with Love. That's supposed to be a pretty good one. I've never played it. The Pierce Brosnan ones, not GoldenEye, but after that there were a couple of third-person ones that existed on PlayStation 2 and GameCube, I do believe, and I think the original Xbox. So I'm going back and I'm playing older 007 games now, trying to get myself hyped up for it, even though we're 6 months away. So, all right. I don't really have anything else, guys. That's it. It's it's a typical fucking Monday. I got 1,000 things I got to do outside, and I don't have a whole lot to talk about here. And I keep getting messages. I'm gonna have to go through all these now. So I don't know. We'll see what we do tomorrow. I don't know. You guys have any opinions on what I should play? I was thinking about returning to Cyberpunk. I haven't played that in a long time. But I still have all the DLC I got to get done. Hell Let Loose has been looking pretty good because of Vietnam. That's the other game that I didn't talk about today. Hell Let Loose Vietnam's coming out next year. That's going to be phenomenal from what it looks like. Haven't played Surrounded in like a couple weeks. Schedule 1, I'm waiting for the new update to drop. I know it's in testing now, but I don't know. I don't know. I had more fun ripping movies for YouTube this weekend, DVDs and VHS, than actually playing video games. What does that tell you? Tells you I'm getting bored. Tells you I'm getting real bored. The First Descendant, you give that a try? I did. The day it came out, I played it. There's actually a video I put up on YouTube of I tried playing this game, and yeah, you should watch it. It's funny. It's funny. It's only like an hour long. I didn't play it for very long. I can just recommend it. There you go. And again, I put up a bunch of stuff over the weekend, so there's a lot of stuff there. A couple skate videos for those skaters out there. Some VHS skating videos, ICP Stranglemania, which if you've never seen that, they take this old school Japanese like death matches with tacks and barbed wire, and they take this footage and then they do their own commentary over it. It's just fucking hilarious. That's out there. And then later today, if I get done with what I get done, CKY, I have the box set. This is a precursor to Jackass. This is when Bam Margera was running his crew that ended up being Jackass. It was a combination of skits and skate videos and music and just dumb shit. This is all stuff that he put together. So if you guys have never seen this will be out soon. Definitely check that out. Super rare shit that you probably never seen. All right, I'm going to call it. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day. I might be on later tonight playing something. I don't know. I don't know what to play. But if you see me, send me an invite. I'll jump in with you. Until then, guys, everyone have a fantastic day. Peace out.